Welcome to the MEE Method. I'm Eleni. If this is the first crash course you're doing with me, I'm so excited you chose this one. If it's one of many you're doing, well, this is awesome because this is just going to help you move the needle even further in like what you've achieved in the other ones. Now, this one is a 3-part crash course. It's the MEE Method, which is actually something I created because after working with women all around the world, I really started to see that we all had this thing in common. It wasn't just me experiencing this, all of us had it. And this is why I put together this method, but I'm going to go through more of that as we go through the crash course. But it's really about me showing you how to rewire your subconscious food triggers. And these are like, you might be calling them bad habits or just this thing that you do. You might be like really internalizing that this is your fault, like you're broken somehow, like you just can't seem to get your relationship with food sorted out. Well, this is what this course is all about. It's going to help you reimagine that and realize that there's a massive piece of this that we're just not being told. Now, you know you are definitely meant to be here if you know on some level, you might not know what the alternative is yet, but you do know that the advice you've been getting from wellness and diet culture, it's not working. Well, not long term anyway. Like you may have experienced over the years of your dieting, if not decades, that, yeah, you do lose weight, you do feel good at times, but it's never long lasting. So just quickly, in case you're not familiar with the stats, 95% of all diets will fail. 90% of people will regain that weight within the first year. 100 more, like almost 100%, because obviously there is a small percentage of people who are keeping it off. But majority of people are regaining it within 5 years. And if you step back and really be honest with yourself and remove the judgment of where you think you went wrong in the process and start to go, you know what? That's kind of true. That's me as well. And what happens is we end up losing weight, regaining weight, lose weight, regain weight, gain a bit more weight, lose weight, regain that weight, gain a bit more weight, and you end up in this cycle, this weight cycling, which is pushing your weight up more and more and more over the years, right? And this isn't a coincidence. Like this is actually how the human body, this is how our bodies respond to this advice. But diet culture has been so good at convincing us that it's us. We're the ones who can't make it work. And the way they win is to make you feel like you're the only one who can't make it work. And that's why it's so important to me to have the Consciously You Collective, because when we can consciously come together and be honest and share, and I really want you to share as you're going through this crash course, but also underneath this video, I want you to share your ahas, your insights as we go along in all 3 videos in this series, lesson series. But also come over to the main feed, right, in the main stage area. Share there because and remember, I'm a mindset coach, so a lot of my advice is going to help you around rewiring this and your behaviors. So it just becomes who you are, right? These new behaviors and habits that you're going to choose for yourself, not the ones the diet culture is actually rewiring your responses to food, emotions, feelings. We want to take that away from them. We want to put that back in your hands. So we want you to go and share, because when you can find the words to describe how you're feeling, what you're doing is it's really powerful. Like this is cognitive brain therapy, where you start to tell your brain, this is what I want more of. This is where we're going. This is the direction. So do it not only for yourself, but also for other people, so they don't feel like they're alone, that they know that you're in it with them, that we're all here together to support each other. Because when we go out there. And by out there, I mean social media, Instagram. Like, I know I used to have an accountability account. It was the LCHF Lifestyle, which is where I started on Instagram. I ended up peaking at 25,000 followers of people watching me live out my disordered eating and ultimately eating disorder behavior. And that's the kind of stuff we're exposed to out there. The before and after photos, I didn't do it for the way I looked. I do it now because of, I look back at that other photo and I knew how sad I was and how unwell. And now I'm so much healthier. And it's like, well, was I? Because I wasn't. Actually, I'd had at one point an undiagnosed eating disorder, chronic anxiety, and I had no idea because it just become who I was. So, and also, diet culture can be there at our dinner table. It was there when we were growing up. It was the first comment ever made to you as a child that made you realize that your body was somehow attached to your worth. And that's why it's so important when we come into this Consciously You collective that you share your challenges, your wins, because you're going to inspire people, because not enough of those conversations are happening. So if we can come into here and have these really big, like, you just know that if you're having a down day or a good day, you can come in here. This is where you want to share it, because this is where we want to amplify our voices and connect to the collective and really help to encourage and lead the way for others to follow. Because, like, my mission in life is that if I can help you snap out a diet Groundhog Day, I know that you bring with you, because we're women and we've been doing this for diet culture our whole lives, but we bring with us another woman, man, and child, because that's what we do. So let's break this heinous cycle, but it all starts with you. So first up, thank you for being here. Second, share. Let's really contribute. Let's really just show up for each other and support each other. And share below these videos, share on the main stage. But also give yourself permission to create a space for yourself, fill it with a bit of grace, to challenge your thinking. Now, by the time we get through to the end of this crash course, you're going to see that there is a reason you're being challenged, because you've literally wired your brain around these principles that diet culture has given you, and it's actually making things worse. So give yourself some space to question that, because a lot of the beliefs that you have about food and your body now, a lot of them were placed into your belief system, your subconscious brain, without your knowledge or consent. So how do you get rid of something that you don't even know is there? Well, I'm going to help you do that. Because if you think about it, is knowing more about food really going to help you heal your relationship with food? Will this new diet help you diet your way out of dieting? Of course not. I mean, really, do you need to know more about calories or macros or anything like that? I mean, I started dieting at 11. I didn't go into recovery until my 40s. I'm 48 now. And I tried every diet. I tried everything. Like, I laugh and think, if I put that energy into learning languages, I'd probably be fluent in 7 languages, because I used to be so good at all of this diet stuff. I call it my dieting career, that I remember I could look at a plate or look at food and it'd be like Terminator and go do, 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 do. And I'd be able to tell you in like half a second how many calories was in that, what the protein count was, what was the carbohydrate count, the nutrients that you'd find in a can of sardines, thinking that that was the knowledge that I needed to help me heal my relationship with food. But unknowingly, it was digging me deeper and deeper and deeper, and creating more of these deeper pathways in my brain that were keeping me stuck in my diet culture cage, which I'll get more into that. Because if you really think about it, is it that you need, or is it to just stop eating when you're full, not over full, busting at the pants, right? Or if you could just stop being like, that cycle of being good all day and then completely losing control at the end of the night, inhaling anything that's inside. Cannot tell you like that when you're in those situations, it's got nothing to do with enjoying food. Like the crap I used to eat, like, a jar of jam and like, I don't know, some random thing that might have resembled a carbohydrate that I allowed to be in my house. It would all just go because I was just out of control. So if you could get rid of that, like that would be a huge change. If you could just stop reaching for food in all those moments when you weren't literally, like you're just not physically hungry, like that's the stuff that would have massive impact, right? Well, that's the kind of stuff we're going to get into, okay? It's this stuff, this thing that I'm going to shift your focus to that's going to really help you move the needle and really help you get back into what I call the driver's seat of your body so we can be less of a passenger. And you choose when you eat, you choose what you want, you get to enjoy food again. So this is like a 3-part series where I'm just really going to help you gain 100% clarity as to why diet culture's advice is flawed, how it works against not only your biology, but your brain, the way it's hardwired. And this runs everything. Yet we're not really talking about it, right? And people sometimes get confused when they find like I'm a mindset coach, an anti-diet mindset coach, and people think I'm going to tell you to write I love you on your thighs and, we're going to do that. And it's like, no, like that's great as long as it's not done under the guise of toxic positivity where we push down all the negative feelings and ignore them and try and override it with positivity that shit doesn't work. What I do is I help you understand how your brain is wired. When you understand that, you can rewire it. You can work with it to enable you to set up that reflex habit that you have right now going. Well, you can control that. You can shift that. You can disarm that and move over to this one. So let's jump in. Now, I am going to share my screen with you. So I'm going to end up the little person in the corner through the MEE formula, the MEE method. Like I said, I created this after working with women all around the world. I just realized that we were all struggling with the same thing. And this is where I came up with the MEE method. And I'm so excited that you're going to know about this now because you're going to learn how to address the 4 primary triggers of emotional and binge eating. So we have biological, B, M, mental, emotional, and environmental factors. I'll guide you through my proven step-by-step system to rewire your brain's default pathways and create new ones that support your health and wellness goals. This crash course is structured in 3 lessons. So lesson 1 is I'll help you understand the all or none loop that keeps you feeling out of control with food and why the traditional solution isn't working. Lesson 2, you'll learn about the basics of the brain and how it controls your food habits through hardwired autopilot pathways. Now, that might sound like, oh, there's a whole lot of words that individually I know what they mean, but Eleni, when you put them in the sentence like that, I don't really get it, right? That's okay, because by the end of this crash course, you're going to be like, I know what my basal ganglia is, and I'll know what my reticular activating system is, because these things are so important about how we react with food. So just stick with me, watch this till the very end, and it's all going to make sense to you because this is what this crash course is about. It's going to empower you to get there. And then lesson 3 is when I introduce, because you're now ready for that, the MEE framework and share with you exactly what behaviors you need to stop and start immediately to disarm your food triggers and heal, like start healing your relationship with food and your body. Now, Be Me is not a diet, okay? It's a transformational journey that is rooted in the latest research and neuroscience, neuroscience and psychology. So my proven formula is designed to help you rewire your brain's hardwired relationship with food and create new pathways that support your health and wellness goals. So with the Be Me method, you'll gain the tools to support you and support. Now, I like the word support, not control. Control, diet, and wellness culture can have that language. I want you to use support. We're going to support your brain, your body, support you, support your emotions, support everything, right? Because like everything you need to achieve body, mind, empowered eating, because you are empowered. You don't need them. They are making it worth. They are diet and wellness culture, changing the way you think about food and yourself for good. Let's jump in.